Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News for Tuesday, December 12th, 2023. Stand up for your country. The Trump factor. He is still the most dominant politician in the world. Putin would be second. Trump is first. And the media has not been able to take him out after 8 years. They have not been able to take him out. And the Democratic Party has not been able to take him out. The Justice Department of the United States using all its power to try to eliminate Donald Trump. So we have a very interesting situation on our hands, and he could win re-election next November, joining Grover Cleveland as the only president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms. It is possible, and that is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. So new polling, Morning Consult, 300,000 potential Republican primary voters across all 26 states that have the primaries. First up, Iowa, Trump 50, DeSantis 18, Ramaswamy 13, Haley 11. Florida, Trump 60, Sanders 23, Haley 8, Ramaswamy 5. Nevada, Trump 67, DeSantis 10, Ramaswamy 10, Haley 9. South Carolina, Trump 57, Haley home state 19, DeSantis 13, Ramaswamy 6. California, Trump 71, DeSantis 10, Haley 8, Ramaswamy 7. So you can see it's insurmountable. Not going to change. That Trump, if the primary convention was held tomorrow, would get the nomination. Now, there's all kinds of other things in play, and we're going to get to that. All right? But as far as the preference of Republican voters in America, it is Donald Trump by a wide margin. Now, there's a left-wing poll out today, Reuters Ipsos, that is historically a liberal poll, and it asked the hypothetical matchup. It's got Trump 38, Biden 36, don't know 26. I don't know how you could not know at this point in history. And then with RFK Jr. in, it's Trump 36, Biden 31, RFK 16. The Iowa primary, January 15th. You know, we get the holidays coming up, so it's really right on us. New Hampshire, join a week later, January 23rd, South Carolina, February 24th. California, March 5th, Florida, March 19th, and Nevada, June 11th. Now, the reason this is happening for Trump is very simple. Trump promises revenge / retribution, you pick your word, on the progressive movement and the Democrats who have directly hurt him. That is what the Trump campaign is about. I'm going to get them. That resonates. That is emotional far more than any other issue. And then Trump has his record on his side is much better than Biden's record. And anybody who says it wasn't is lying to you or just too stupid to have a conversation with. It's one of the two. Now, summing up, and I've said this before, and I don't want to be repetitive. If Trump would just moderate his rhetoric a little, he'd win by 10 points. Because Nikki Haley would beat Biden by a lot more than Trump would beat Biden. Because independents who don't like Trump are put off by his rhetoric and chaos. If he'd just come back and run on his record, it wouldn't even be close. And that's a number. Okay. Now, you've heard about the Supreme Court thing. This is an interesting story. It's a little bit complicated, and I'm going to be the simple man here and explain it. Okay. So the special counsel sitting in D.C., Jack Smith, appointed by Merrick Garland, wants to destroy Donald Trump. He's not looking for justice. He wants to destroy, take Trump out. He knows that the Supreme Court sooner or later will become involved in the charges against Trump. Smith knows that. So he wants it sooner. So he's petitioned the court to see if it is legal under the Constitution to charge a president with crimes where he's already been adjudicated in the impeachment process. So you remember, Trump was impeached twice. He was acquitted twice in the Senate. Trump lawyers say, look, this is double jeopardy. He's already been acquitted in a legal way by the impeachment. Can't bring same charge. Supreme Court is going to hear that. Okay, as they accepted the case. Because the trial on all this stuff with Jack Smith is supposed to start in March, right before Super Tuesday. And Smith wants a clear playing field. Problem is the Supreme Court is off again. They're always off. They come back January 5th. But even though they're not sitting, they read stuff, and they've told Trump's lawyers, give us your brief by December 20th. Okay, next week. By today, a week from today, right? Isn't it the 13th today? I think it's the 13th. Let me check my watch here. No, it's the 12th today. I just said it was. See how old I am? Anyway, it's next Wednesday. Trump lawyers got to go in and say, here's what we believe is unconstitutional about Jack Smith, and the Supreme Court will rule. Now, ironically, Trump appointed 2 of the justices, and it's a conservative Supreme Court. But I don't know how it's going to come out. I have no idea. Huge story. If the Supreme say, can't do it, then Trump, boy, does he take on momentum. It's a huge story. They'd have to rule, I would say, February 1st to give the Trump lawyers enough time. So that's what that's all about. Now, this story has not been explained properly. I hope I just did it for our television and radio audience all over the world. You have questions about it? Bill@BillO'Reilly.com, Bill@BillO'Reilly.com, name and town. All right, Joe Biden today raising more money in Washington, D.C., and then meeting with Zelensky. There'll be a press conference. I will cover the press conference tomorrow on the No Spin News. We tape late in the afternoon, and I have to, digest this stuff. So rather than rush it, I'm going to do it tomorrow, if you don't mind. Let's go to the border. So the state of Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs, a Democrat, has sent the Biden administration a bill for $512 million, saying, you got to pay us this money because it's your fault we're flooded with migrants. And it is. Only one man responsible for this border madness, Joe Biden. It's not Congress's fault, not the media's fault, not my fault, Biden's fault alone. Won't stop it, doesn't want to stop it, doesn't care about it. And how about Kamala root causes Harris? How are those root causes going down there, Miss Vice President? Hey, man, a bunch of crap. Sorry, just will. Look, Biden's not going to enforce immigration law. Could he be impeached for that? Absolutely. Could be. Not going to be convicted, but he could be. And that brings us to the impeachment inquiry vote. I guess it's going to happen tomorrow. So the House Rules Committee met today and figure out what they're going to do as far as wording is concerned. Straight party line, all Democrats will vote against the impeachment inquiry because the Democratic Party doesn't want Joe Biden held accountable for anything. It's his guy, okay? Republican Party, I don't know at this point, maybe Massey in Kentucky, he's kind of out there. But they're going to have to get 99% in the House to pass this thing. And if it fails, it doesn't mean there's not going to be any more investigations. There will be. But this just formalizes it. So that vote's tomorrow. ACLU and NRA have band together. Talk about strange bedfellows. All right, again, this story has not been reported accurately. I will now do that. It's my job to do it. It's why you're here watching and listening. NRA has sued a woman named Maria Vallow, V as in Victor, ULLO. She's a former superintendent of the New York State Department of Financial Services, a state worker. Okay? She allegedly used her position to try to hurt NRA's business, private business, because she hates the NRA. And she did that while she was serving the state of New York. So the NRA sues her. Why is the ACLU involved? Because the ACLU, as part of the lawsuit, says that a government official, anybody, state, federal, local, anybody working in the government, can't target a private concern, business, nonprofit, whatever, because they disagree with what they're doing. So because Maria Vowo didn't like or doesn't like the NRA, she can't try to hurt it. That's against the First Amendment. That's what the NRA is saying, and the ACLU is on board with that. They are helping the NRA. So, of course, the far left, including the New York State ACLU, totally repudiated the national ACLU, which is a far left movement. I mean, it is. But it's an interesting story, and we'll see how it plays out. Thought you would be interested in that. No idea how that will go, by the way. Your safety is important, and I am happy to introduce you to Bruner, a self-defense solution that will help keep you and your family safe. Bruner offers a powerful, non-lethal pistol with tear gas, pepper, irritants, and kinetic projectiles that disable attackers for 30 to 40 minutes. It's all legal in every state, and no background checks are required. And they ship directly to your door, very private. They are American-made in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and are trusted by U.S. government agencies and hundreds of police departments. If you are a gun owner, you need options. Avoid the complexities that come with taking a life and having to defend your freedom in court. And if you're adverse to firearms, Bruner is a good alternative solution. So please visit Bruner.com/Bill to receive a 10% discount. That's BYRNA.com/Bill. Stay safe with Bruner. Okay, Pew Research, pretty good outfit. 1,435 American teenagers about the social media stuff. Okay? How often do you use the internet? Computer or cell phone? 93% every day. And 46% almost constantly. Okay? That's a lot. Obviously, we all know this. If you have an urchin, or, they got this thing in their hand all the time. Second question, do you have access at home to a smartphone? 95% do. Laptop, desktop, 90%. Now, the importance of this study is masked, okay? I'm not going to be around, many of you won't be around, in 25 years, okay? Unless, but probably not, which is fine with me, by the way. Okay. In 25 years, this planet is going to be completely different than it is now. Not for the better, because of the artificial intelligence and the high tech and the social media. So traditional ways to communicate, that's the first thing that's going to go. Speaking, I'm talking to you now, right to you, with words and gestures. I'm a real person. What I say to you is true as far as I can ascertain it. Gone. Big, big, profound changes coming, okay? And it has all to do with the internet and now AI. Here's one of the changes already here. A third of public school students in this country, 15 million children, chronically absent from school in the 21-22 term. Now, that's just coming off COVID, be fair, but it has carried through. In New York State, almost 1 million students are chronically absent. In Florida, same number, almost 1 million don't show up. California, 2 million. Texas, 1.5 million. All this demonstrates is that parental guidance is evaporating. In my house, and I'm sure your house, 90% of my viewers and listeners, if we didn't go to school, that was trouble. Big trouble. Now, 15 million kids in the United States are chronically absent from school. Now, what's going to happen to those kids? Some of them will get out of it. They'll learn to be plumbers or something where they can earn a living, but many of them won't. And they won't be able to compete because they can't read. They can't do math. They can't think. They can't speak. They're covered with tattoos. They use 4-letter words every sentence. And that's not going to change, by the way. The corporate structure and how you make a living in this country, that's not going to change. You're still going to have to work. These people are not going to be able to do that. Big, big trouble coming. Now, if you are a parent and you are derelict and you're not paying attention to your children, okay, that is the lowest. That is so bad. You pay attention to your kids and grandkids too. Harvard president's going to keep her job. Board of trustees said, no, we're keeping Claudine Gay. Now, I don't care about Claudine one way or the other. I'm not after her scalp. I don't care. All right. She is a devoted, progressive, woke person. She's everything that I'm not, but I don't care one way or the other. Now, Harvard's keeping her for one primary reason. Unlike most universities, Harvard doesn't need any money. It's got, I think, a $700 billion endowment in a bank in investments. Doesn't need alumni money, doesn't need anybody's money. Ever. An aside, the first president of Harvard was the top witch hunter in Salem. Do you know that? Increase Mather, a reverend. First president of Harvard. Harvard's the first college in the USA. Increase is responsible for what happened at Salem. 20 human beings be hung. When I go to Cambridge, because I'm an alumnus, as you know, of Harvard, I kind of spread that around. Now, will Dr. Gay prosper as president of Harvard? No, she will not. The college's reputation has been besmirched. And remember, it got the lowest rating of any college in America for freedom of speech. Harvard, under Claudine Gay. Finally, on this woman, there are charges. They were listed in the Washington Free Beacon that she plagiarized her doctoral thesis. Charges were leveled by a guy named Christopher Rufo and another guy, Bruner. Rufo is what they call a point of view reporter. Now, I try to get him on this broadcast, but he can't be bothered. I don't like him, all right, because I know what he does. He comes out with something in his mind, and he's going to prove it no matter what. And in this case, he's a conservative guy, Rufo. But he's not looking for the truth, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast. Okay, they're not looking at what's real. He wants to slam Ms. Gay. Now, I don't know what she did or didn't do. She denies it, that she plagiarized. So the Boston Globe, she didn't do it. But she should be afforded due process. Fair? Harvard doesn't care. I mean, it doesn't. She checks the boxes. She's a black, progressive woman. That's what Harvard wants. She plagiarized? I don't care. Are we ever going to get to the bottom of it? I don't know. But I'm not going to convict her here. That's not fair. All right, Christmas, right? 13 days away. I'm not listening to a holly golly Christmas. I will not do it. You got to have standards. Okay, I did listen to Chuck Berry's Run, Run, Reindeer today, and I love Chuck. It was great. No holly golly. Not doing it. Okay. Anyway, travel. Smart life. Listen to me. 104 million drivers are going to be on the road in the next 13 days and past that into New Year's week. Drive at night. Don't go during the day, particularly if you live in a big city. I mean, you can't. You just can't. At night, you can. Now, you got to check the weather. You got to take a nap. You got to be alert. You got to have stops, rest stops, get some food, get some coffee, whatever it may be. But believe me, you will just save hours of frustration if you go at night. 7.5 million going to be on the airplane. Okay. You have lost control of your life when you get to the airport. You have no control. The only way to cope with this, because there are going to be delays and some cancellations, is to bring a book that you like. Of course, the Killing books are the best. You can get them on Kindle, audio book, and a little earpiece. You got to get a regular book. And if you don't want the Killing books, get a book that interests you, because that gives you something to look forward to when you're just sitting on your butt doing nothing. This is not going to cut it for 2-3 hours. It's not. All right? This is all right for a few minutes. And you have to basically lower your expectations to zero. But if you have a good book, if you have something to read, that will make the pain less. And we just want you to be safe. Okay? Just be safe. And just look at the weather forecast, look at where you're going, and that kind of thing. But it's going to be the biggest travel in history coming up. All right, Disney raises prices in Disney World, Disneyland. Poor kids can't go. Disney's progressive, but poor children cannot go to Disney World or Disneyland. It's too expensive. I was going to do more on this. I'm not. It just shows you the rank and file. You figured they'd have maybe one day where the price would be lower if you book in advance. No, they don't care. Stay in history, December 12, 1977, Saturday Night Fever premiered in the USA. All right? December 12th, 1977, John Travolta, 23 years old, hits the screens. Go.
Would you like to know what I do?
It's not necessary.
I'll tell you what I do. I work in a paint store, and I got raised this week.
Right. You work in a paint store, right?
Yeah.
You probably live with your family, you hang out with your buddies, and on Saturday night you go, you blow it all off 2001, right?
That's right.
You're a cliche. You're nowhere. On your way to no place.
I saw that movie before it came out in a preview, and I said, this is going to be huge. Working class movie, interesting movie. And then a music and a dancing, of course. So the movie cost $3.5 million to make, took in $237 million, and the soundtrack of the movie, 40 million copies sold, second only to The Bodyguard with Whitney Houston. Saturday Night Fever came out 46 years ago today. Right back with mail and an interesting final thought that you'll enjoy. You all know that I am serious about my faith, which is why I'm excited to have the Hallow app as a sponsor on the No Spin News. Hallow is the #1 Christian prayer app in the world, with more than 10,000 audio-guided prayers, meditations, and music. It's an amazing resource for all Christians looking to find peace and grow closer to God. This Christmas season, they are having their Advent Pray 25 Challenge, which features daily prayers, meditations, peaceful Christmas music to help you find joy and calm in this very busy season. It's guided by Liam Neeson and Jonathan Rumi from The Chosen, and features the writings from fellow author C.S. Lewis. Try Hallow for 3 months absolutely free at hallow.com/Bill. That's HALLOW.com/Bill. God bless and Merry Christmas. Let's go to the mail. We got Ralph, concierge member 8. I have to say I'm against sending any more money to Israel or Ukraine. We can't arm the world, and that money could be spent better here. It's not going to be spent better here, Ralph. It's going to be wasted. That 70% of our tax dollars are wasted here. It's not. And we'll spend a lot more money down the road if Putin takes over Ukraine. A lot more. As Donald Trump would say, a lot. Mike, concierge member, Bay Bill, you said people on the left will vote for their guy no matter what. People on the right do the same thing. Like you, I've always been an independent voter, but now I will never vote for another Democrat again because they're destructive. I understand that. I'm voting Republican almost exclusively now, but I'm still listening. James Dorsey, Tampa. Hey, Bill, is there any chance when Hunter Biden is convicted that Joe Biden will bow out of office and pardon his son? He doesn't have to bow out of office. He can pardon his son today. Today he could. He'd kill him politically, but he could do it. Vic Carpenter, Savannah, Georgia. I'm a big fan, but I disagree. You said Biden is second worst president in history. I think he's by far the worst. No president has ever done more harm to the country. Vic, with all due respect, and I mean that sincerely, James Buchanan's inefficiency and incompetence in the run-up to the Civil War cost millions of Americans their lives. Millions. Chad Shermani, San Ramon, California, Marin County. Could you please explain our checks and balances when it comes to border security? You said the president could sign an executive order shutting down asylum, but Biden refuses to do that. What other remedies are there? None. He's elected. He controls Homeland Security. Got to get him out. Neil Harrison, Arlington, Texas. If you're so concerned, O'Reilly, about government corruption, how come you haven't mentioned Ken Paxton, Texas Attorney General? He took bribes. Well, he was acquitted by the Texas Senate there, Neil. You got information he took bribes, I pass them along. I got to give the guy due process, right? Acquitted. Mark Longhofer, Lenox, Kansas. I'm coming up on 7 months as a premium member. Thank you. Loving every minute of it. Just finished Killing Crazy Horse and asked for Witches Killers bundle for Christmas. I hope you get it, Mark. I hope somebody's looking out for you. You'll like both books. Carl Riley, Smithfield, Illinois. Finally finished Killing the Witches. Just have to say it was excellent. A lot of information I didn't know. The links between the witch trials, the founders, and even the movie The Exorcist were definite surprises. That's what we do. Martin Dugard and I do. So if you want witches, we got a bundle with killers. This is a great deal. Okay, Witches and Killers, only $21.95 for both of books. So that's where I'd go if I wanted to read. Killing Crazy was $9.95. That's a personal gift. My personal gift to you. That's a hardback, $9.95. United States of Trump and a blue Merry Christmas ornament, $17.95. If you're interested in Trump, that's a book you got to read. All right, that sets the stage for everything. So we hope you go to BillO'Reilly.com Christmas store. No spin elves. Prices are very low. Get all 13 killing books in a bundle. And the download of my live show on Long Island. That's the greatest gift ever. Okay, word of the day, do not be insolent. INSOLENT. No insolence when writing to me. Once again, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. Name and town if you wish to opine. Final thought on podcasts in a moment. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.